Thanks, Alicia. We reference Wang Ping's definition of private space as highly personal and exclusive. Private space is also a territorial boundary where people show dominance. We are subconsciously transform our private space to fit ourselves, both the physical and communicative aspects of the environment. The physical aspects is through the physical ownership, while the communicative aspects is the way we represent our environment to other people. I will use the example of the toilet to portray the power aspects and the bedroom to portray the difference in gender. Firstly, every room in every house signifies personal space. The guests who wish to enter the room have to seek the permission of the owner of the houses before they enter any room. It behaves as though it's a passport, like as though we have to go through a custom. And the main idea is to show that we respect the owner wishes, whether they want us to enter that room or not. For toilets wise, no matter whether we know the location of the toilet or not, we will still definitely ask the owner's opinion, even though it's like no matter how urgent you are, we will rather definitely dash into the toilet that we know. The owner will usually differentiate the toilet into common and private toilets. The common toilet is a place where the owner will very willingly share the toilet space to the guests, while the personal toilet is a toilet where the owners will only allow his families or his relatives to use. No matter it is a family toilet or a toilet shared by roommates, we will always return the toiletries to their previous locations after use, and will be frustrated when the toiletries are somehow crossed the boundary, because it results in the loss of space, and we have to think of where to put the toiletries after use, such as to complement the person who misplaced it. Next, we'll start on gender. Bedroom is a personalized space where each of us displays our control over our private environment. However, different people share this space differently. It's not surprising that people are conscious of their room when they know people of the opposite sex is going to visit their room. The cleanliness and tidiness of the room will portray the hygiene of the owner of the room. And obviously, we want the opposite sex to have a better impression of us. And whenever a visitor is approaching, one of the key things we'll do is we'll definitely tidy our place, and to keep all the offensive objects such as undergarments, magazines, and everything, to hide them in our cupboards under our beds, so as to provide a better impression and to give them greater comfort both of us are in the room. Yeah. Next, afiah will wrap up our presentation.
Well, thank you, Sinkiat. As you can see, this picture illustrates the significance of space. How you use space will actually determine how we communicate with others. As mentioned by the group, there are two main types of space, public space and private space. As explained by Wan Ping, the public space is accessed freely by anyone, while the private space is one that is highly exclusive and permission is needed to gain entry. However, there are situations where the public space and the private space overlap. The examples that were given were the phone booth and public toilets. In this particular space, we have to perform private activities in public places. We exercise our use of space through power and gender, and this will be reviewed in detail in the next slide. For the public space, firstly, Alicia talked about the presence of power in the lift, and this is done through strategic positioning and eye contact. Secondly, she brought up the significant gender differences in the MRT, and this is done through the choice of seats and one's positioning. Next would be the private space. Firstly, Sinkiat dealt with the notion of power in toilet. That is, we have to seek permission before gaining entry, and this is done because people would like to maintain their boundary. And in addition, he also highlighted the differences between the common toilet and versus the personal toilet. Secondly, he brought up the general gender differences in the bedroom. That is, whenever there are visitors, we would be consciously aware of the presentation of the room so as to create a positive impression upon others. Therefore, in light of the points that were brought up, remember these few key points. Where we are will determine how we communicate with others, what we would like to communicate with who we would like to communicate with, and when we would like to communicate with them. Basically, this just shows the point that the way we communicate through space will tell others how we feel about the situation or them. Therefore, it is important to be consciously aware of the use of space because it plays a part in communication. These are the list of references that we have consulted for the presentation. Space is not as invisible as it seems. Do not take it for granted because space does speak. Thank you.
Shahida, can we just keep your laptop there because I found it's easier to connect with the laptop for the next groups, please. Thank you.